how did your pet prove everyone wrong? When I was 15, my parents were convinced I didn't need a support animal. I had been struggling with severe social anxiety for over a year, to the point where speaking in class made my hands shake and my vision blur. Some mornings I'd sit on the edge of my bed for an hour, too nauseous to even think about school. My therapist suggested an emotional support animal, but my parents refused. Mom said animals were distractions, not solutions. Dad insisted that responsibility would only make my anxiety worse. He'd say things like, "If you can't talk to people, how are you going to take care of another living thing?" So when my aunt called, saying her neighbour needed to rehome a calm, older border collie named Luna, I didn't ask permission. Luna had been trained to respond to stress signals, and something in me just knew. I met my aunt outside a grocery store on a Wednesday afternoon, and Luna walked straight to me like she'd been waiting. She leaned against my leg and stayed there. I brought her home, heart racing the entire walk. My parents were furious. Mom started listing costs before I even shut the door. Dad kept repeating that this wasn't happening. Dinner that night was silent and tense. Finally, Dad laid down the rules. I could keep Luna for 5 days. If I messed up even once, she was gone. He said he'd be watching closely. The first night surprised me. I usually woke up shaking around 2 a.m., replaying conversations in my head. That night, when my chest tightened, Luna climbed onto my bed and pressed against my side. Her slow breathing grounded me. I fell asleep without realizing it. By the second day, my parents noticed I wasn't snapping or pacing. I even ate breakfast without feeling sick. Mom said it was probably coincidence. Dad wrote something in his notebook anyway. On the third day, I had to give a short presentation in English class. Normally, I'd fake being sick. Luna waited in the counselor's office, but knowing she was there helped. I spoke the entire time without freezing. My teacher later emailed my parents, shocked at the change. Day 4 was the breaking point. Dad came home, overwhelmed from work, and sat silently on the couch. Luna walked over and rested her head on his knee. He didn't move her. His shoulders relaxed. That night, the notebook vanished. The next morning, Dad filled Luna's bowl himself. When I asked what changed, he said quietly, "I was wrong."